How you doing, guys? I'm Fastidious, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited that at last Brogni and his fusion have arrived. I made this guide to be as comprehensive and informative as possible. So here you go, everything you need to know about the fusion in 8 minutes and 25 seconds.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Here we go, everybody. In this video, I'm going to provide you with absolutely all the information you need to be successful in the Underpriest Brogni hybrid fusion. That's right, this is a new style fusion. So I'm going to give you all the food champions you will need, all the ascension potions you will have to collect, and of course, fusion calendars. And I say calendars plural because this hybrid fusion is kind of like 5 fusions in one. So there'll be a fusion calendar for Brogni, but also one for each of the 4 epics you will have to fuse before him. So, what the heck is a hybrid fusion and how does that work? So, a hybrid fusion is going to consist of 4 fragment fusions and 1 old school style fusion. So we have our 4 epics here: Fenshi, Giscard, Mordecai, and Skimfos. We'll have a mini fragment fusion to earn each one of those champions. But honestly, there's nothing so mini about it. You still need to get 100 fragments for each one of those guys, so that's 400 fragments total. It's quite the undertaking. But finally, once we've fused all 4 of the epics, we're going to rank them up to rank 5, then level them to level 50. At that point, we can bring them to rank 5 or level 5 of Ascension, and finally, old school style, fuse them together and get our legendary champion, Brogni. Sounds pretty simple, right, guys? Maybe not so much. However, I will say one benefit of a hybrid fusion is it requires less food champions and less ascension potions, since you don't have to rank up any rare champions or ascend any rare champions. So that's a plus. Anyway, let's talk food. We've got our guy Incubus here. He's an uncommon champion. On my channel, he's always the stand-in for all food champions alike. But anyway, how much food do you need for the Brogni fusion? And note, I am assuming no chickens. We all have different quantities of those, so it's easier to just say none. In total, we need 16 4-star food champions. Now, how are we going to get them? Assuming no chickens, it will take 64 3-star food champions to create those. Of that 64, 16 of them will be brought to level 30. The remaining 48, 3 apiece, will be used to bring them to rank 4. And finally, you'll be left with the 16 4-star food champions that you need to rank up your 4 fusion epics. Let's move on now, guys, to ascension potions. How many of those will we need for the Brogni fusion? Note there are no magic potions here because there are no magic champions involved with the fusion aside from Brogni himself. So in total, we only need greater potions and superior potions, no lesser potions. That's because there are no rare champions in the fusion, thus no rare champions to ascend. So from the Arcane Keep, we need 60 greater potions and 12 superior potions. Skipping Force briefly, Spirit and Void, the numbers are the same. 20 greater potions and 6 superior potions. The number in Force, however, are doubled. That's because there are 2 Force epics in this fusion, Mordecai and Fenshi, thus twice the requirement. Now, the main event, guys, fusion calendars. So, to start out, guys, I've listed the event and tournament details. However, I want to turn your attention to the left, where I have the champions, each fusion epic, and the total fragments of them that you can earn. So for Fenshi, Giscard, and Mordecai, you can earn just 105 fragments. Not much wiggle room. And then Skimfos, even less, at exactly 100. Of course, you can get an extra 20 additional fragments if you place in tournaments, but for a lot of us, that's kind of a pipe dream. So we're going to be operating on like a razor-thin margin to kind of no margin at all. Now, if we looky here, guys, we have the Underpriest Brogni calendar. I have every bit of information you could need here. I'm just going to talk you through it. So we've got our dates on top. Now, if you look, each event or tournament is going to start midday and end midday. This is actually to prevent confusion, so people don't think an event like the Artifact Enhancement going on right now or the Dragon Tournament goes all the way right from the very beginning of the 13th all the way to the very end of the 16th. It's not 4 days, it's actually 3 days, exactly 72 hours. Now on the right hand side, you'll see the estimated point totals. I'm taking these estimates, basing them upon the Ashelon fusion. I think that's the best, closest example we have. That's the most recent old school fusion. So you'll see the numbers on the estimated points are all in different colors. These correspond to the colors I put the champions in, the epic champions, and those colors are based off their affinity. We have 2 Force affinity ones. Hopefully it's not too confusing. I think I did a good job choosing the colors. Now if we look down on the bottom right, we have the key. I actually have 3 categories here, so not just events and tournaments. I've done events in this like light orange peach color, tournaments in blue, and then I've this highlighter yellow, I have champ acquisition. So of course the 2 champion acquisition events are the Champ Chase tournament and the Summon Rush event. So you might be thinking, Fastidious, why did you do this? Well, I really wanted these to pop off the page. I think a lot of people are already familiar with these events. I wanted to classify them as being kind of like the red flags one people need to look out for and be cognizant of. These are the ones that can really trip up the free-to-play players and the low spenders, you know? But the rest I think is kind of self-explanatory. The one thing I'll point out is you'll see I've like stacked things for consolidation purposes. So the 2 dungeon divers, the 3 artifact enhancement, I just have them in one line. I hope it's nice and clear to you guys. And of course, in the description, I'm gonna have pictures of all this. I'll actually have a PDF of the full presentation. And now, guys, I have calendars. I'm not going to talk you through it. Feel free to take screenshots, pause it, whatever. I have calendars for each one of the epics. This is maybe to make it clear for people that know they need to get each epic for Brogni, but really want it spelled out in a nice, simple way. But also, I know a lot of you might skip Brogni and go for some of the epics, so this will let you focus in exactly as you should. So we have Fenshi here, then we have Giscard the Sigiled, then we have Mordecai, and of course, Skimfos the Consumed. And of course, I always will finish my videos with Smokin Hot tips. So, of course, guys, most of these tips are going to be geared towards free-to-play or low spenders, but I think there's something helpful in here for everyone. So first off, do not be afraid to spend your gems. Guys, gems are the premium currency in the game. A lot of us hoard them like crazy. I know I do. However, it's moments like these, it's champions like Brogni that we have been saving them for. If you need to get extra energy and buy some refills, and you've saved up the gems to do it, you absolutely should. Those gems might be the difference, very well could be the difference between you getting Brogni and you not getting him. And now, guys, quite similarly, do not be afraid to spend to pull your shards. I know a lot of us both practice and preach only pulling during a 2x event, and normally that's fantastic advice, but it might not be here. Now, why is that? Well, first off, we have a 2x this weekend on Ancient Shards, so you might think, let's just pull all our shards. Actually, that lines up with the Champ Chase tournament, so maybe that'd be a great idea. But if we look at the official full Brogni calendar, you'll see you need full rewards to get Mordecai and Skimfos and thus get Brogni. You need full rewards from both the Champ Chase and Summon Rush. So if you blow all your shards on the Champ Chase and don't save a couple for the Summon Rush, you're going to be hung out to dry if you don't have enough to get Skimfos and Mordecai. And the top point totals on this stuff are hard. 2,500 for Ashlon for top rewards in Champ Chase, and then 3,000 in the Summon Rush. That's brutal. So even though we have a 2x, do not necessarily just go crazy. Go as much to the point limit and then maybe reevaluate. And likewise, with that Summon Rush coming with the potential top point total of 3,000, maybe you're going to need to pull a couple Sacred Shards. I know that sounds scary outside of a 2x, but if you think about it, it's so worth it. You know, those 500 points for the Summon Rush are really important, and that could be the difference between, again, getting Brogni and not. If you pull that Sacred Shard during a 2x event, you still only have a 12% chance of getting a Legendary Champion. And even at that, if you do get a Legendary, I'd say it's a pretty small chance that they're better than Brogni. So what a better way to spend that Sacred Shard than to guarantee getting this incredible Fusion Champion. Next up, you are not settling for these epics. Guys, if Brogni is too immense an effort for you, if you can't keep up with it, if you weren't prepared, do not feel bad at all. We've got some really cool epics here, and if you could fuse 1, 2, maybe even 3 of them, that'd be tremendous for your account. So don't feel bad in any way at all. So just going from left to right, let's just give a little bit on each. Fenshi, super amazing in the Fire Knight. He also, endgame, is going to be tremendous in the Clan Boss. This guy could be useful to so many people. Giscard is going to be a top tier carry in almost all content for progression. You know, his AoE provoke, you know, his shield on himself, he's going to carry you through a lot of stuff. Mordecai might be the last push you need in Spider with his AoE HP burn. Spider 18, 19, even 20, since his move doesn't hit. It can't weak hit, even though he's the wrong affinity. He's awesome. And then Skimfos, no idea about that guy. Let me know if you guys have ideas. Next, our hardest hurdles to clear. This is how we're going to wrap up, guys. So we talk about all the in-game resources, all this stuff. I think the biggest challenge on an event like this with this hybrid fusion that's such a ridiculous undertaking is the real life resources, time and actual energy, not in-game energy. I mean, this is going to take a lot of time. You're going to have to be, even more than normal fusions, you're going to always have to be on your phone. And then on top of that, there's an extra effort. That's what I'm trying to help out here. This is going to be a hard thing to do without spreadsheets. You have to track 4 different 100 fragment fusions. This is an intentionally complex kind of construction by Polarium to let people maybe miss out on some fragments and be in a tough spot. So guys, make sure you have the time, make sure you have the energy, and if you don't, we have these guys waiting for you right here, so don't be scared. I really hope this was helpful to all of you. Like I said, in the description, I'm going to have the full PDF, the full guide, and ask me any questions, you know, on my Discord, the Fast and Fastidious, on my Twitch, and finally, just in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.